Stephen Means coming to you from Beaver Stadium after the Ohio State 38-25 win over Penn State. I'm going to talk to you about Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. Back-to-back games for those two with over 100 yards receiving. That's the first time in Ohio State history that's ever happened. And that's a pretty big deal. During the summer, we actually had a podcast talking about the fact that, on our Buckeye Talk podcast, talking about whether or not Ohio State could have 2,000-yard receivers in one season. We were talking about that back before all of this happened, and Ohio State was still playing a 12-game regular season with the potential to play 15 games if they won a national championship. Well, that's not the case. That most are going to play this year is 11. But at the pace that these two are catching balls and the way they're getting targets, yes, this is a deep and a talented wide receiver room right now. But it's really going through Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson, and everybody else falls in line after that. But those guys are getting the bulk of the touches, and that's why both of those guys have had 200-yard games so far this season. And I think that's going to continue this year. And so there's a chance that in 11 games, both of these guys could be 1,000-yard receivers, because it almost reminds you of LSU a little bit, how it was Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, and everybody else fell below that, but everything ran through those guys first. And the chemistry that those two have with Justin Fields after being in the rotation last year and showing what they could do in that situation, and now as the primary wide receiver targets this year, I think it's possible. I think they're going to be 1,000-yard receivers this year because everything runs through them, and that's why the passing attack is what it is. Once again, this is Stephen Means coming to you live from Beaver Stadium after Ohio State's win.